When it comes to striping, it is definitely not as complicated as some people may think. People have asked me if I am cutting the grass at different heights or if you need a special lawnmower, but honestly, none of those things are true. So in this video, I'm going to give you 3 options on how you can get stripes on your own lawn, and then stick around to the end because I am going to give you 5 striping tips to make sure you have the best looking lawn on the block. Let's get into it. Now, surprisingly enough, stripes are created by the way light reflects off the grass blades. Blades that are bent toward you look darker, and then the blades that are bent away from you look lighter. Let me explain how we can get this effect in our own lawn. The easiest way to describe it is like the lines you get on a microfiber couch. If you drag your finger in one direction, the couch gets either lighter or darker. If you drag your finger in the opposite direction, the opposite color appears. The same thing is happening in your lawn when you mow a certain direction. So if you mow back and forth in your lawn like this, bending the grass blades, you will get the same effect Major League Baseball fields get, which really makes your lawn pop out of the neighborhood. Now, there are special tools and mowers to help achieve this process. Some of those options are very expensive, but some of them are very cheap and easy to do with any lawnmower. I will explain a few of these options and give you some tips to get the best lawn stripes you can possibly get. This option literally only costs around $20 to $30, and you can create eye-popping stripes with it. The only drawback is that you have to source the material, and there is some labor involved. To create your very own lawn striper, you are going to use PVC. Use 3-inch PVC and cut it to the same width as your back tires on your mower. Measure from the outside of each of your tires, and that is how wide you're going to cut your PVC. Once you have cut your PVC, you are going to drill 2 holes in the top, which is going to allow you to connect your eye bolts, which is what you use to connect the striper to your mower. You are going to take your 3/8-inch eye bolts and you are going to connect it to the PVC using lock nuts. After you have added your eye bolts, you are going to encapsulate one end with what is called a knockout end cap. You can super glue or use PVC glue on this to hold everything in place. After you have added that one end, you are going to fill up your lawn striper full of whatever you are going to use to give it weight, typically sand or gravel. Once you have all your material added and you have it the weight that you want it, the heavier the better because it is going to leave more defined lawn stripes. You are going to encapsulate the other end using again a knockout end cap. To attach the lawn striper to your mower, you have to find a part on the back of your mower that is going to allow you to drill through and connect a carabiner to the eye bolts of your lawn striper. For many mowers, there is a plastic piece just below the bagger, which works out perfectly. Drill 2 holes to put the carabiners through. It is easy. You can just clip them on when you want to use them and clip them off when you don't. That lawn striper rolls the grass blades over, the light reflects, and gives you that beautiful striped look. The next option is a lawn striper that is already built for you. There are a bunch of different makes and models of these, but they can be a bit pricey. However, if you would rather have something that is already built and ready to connect to your mower, this is your best option. They vary in price from around $90 to $200. Some makes and models connect easier for certain types of mowers. For example, specific brand stripers connect to their own mowers very easily because they were obviously built for them. Some lawn striper brands connect universally to most gas and battery-powered push mowers that are between 20 and 22 inches wide. Major manufacturers make stripers specifically for their mowers, so it really depends on the mower you have for which model to go with. They all work basically the same. They come with a roller that needs to be filled with water or sand that is dragged behind your lawnmower. The difference between these and the DIY option is that most of these rollers actually roll on the grass instead of being dragged over it. Results are basically the same, but the DIY option can be difficult if you are trying to back up your machine because the roller does not move with it. For those of you with riding mowers, there is a similar option, but instead of using a roller, you can connect a brush to the back of your mower. This option brushes the grass in one direction as you mow over it to give you that striping pattern. The lines don't quite pop as much as the other option with a roller, but it definitely works and will make some great stripes. The last and most expensive option is for those that really want to take their lawn to the next level, and that is a greens mower. Greens mowers are used by professional baseball fields and golf courses to get a pristine low cut. as well as create perfect stripes that are laid behind the mower. The way the striping works on these machines is that they have a metal drum that rolls over the grass after the grass is cut. These machines are extremely heavy, so the weight of the drum rolls over the grass and bends it very well compared to traditional striping kits. There are also unique hybrid mowers that are a cross between a greens mower and a striping kit. These are rotary mowers that have a drum on the back to create stripes. These are very unique as there are not very many mowers like this, burning in the stripes. On your first couple of mows, you will probably notice that the stripes aren't very pronounced compared to some of the stripes you see online or on baseball fields. And that is because you haven't yet burned them in. What burning them in means is that you go over the same pattern multiple times over and over. After a few mows of burning in the stripes, you will notice the stripes become much more pronounced and look much better. While it is awesome getting burned in stripes, there is a downside to this. You have probably heard to switch your mowing pattern up to avoid ruts and divots. And this is particularly true with this as well. If you burn in too long, you create the risk of putting bumps and ruts into your lawn, and they are very difficult to get rid of. Also, burning in a pattern too long makes it hard to erase that pattern after you want to change it. Different types of grass. Because cool season grasses like Kentucky bluegrass, turf-type tall fescue, and perennial ryegrass grow more up and down, they tend to stripe much better than laterally growing warm season grass. The effect of striping is much more pronounced on cool season grass because the blades can get bent much easier. While it is possible to get some striping on warm season grasses, it is not going to have the same effect as cool season grass, unfortunately. Mowing around objects. Have you ever wondered how stripes go through objects and continue to look straight as if the object was never there? This doesn't happen by mistake. There is actually a method that people use to get this effect. You start by mowing normally to get your straight stripes going back and forth. But once you hit a tree, you have to go around it, which screws up the stripe you laid right before this. To fix it, you go over that stripe again, which then erases the striping that happened when you went around the tree. You then continue your stripe that you originally made towards the tree, except this time you mow around the other side of the tree and continue mowing straight into the direction of your original line. Once you continue striping, you will erase the curved line on the other side of the tree. This works by doing this with any object and gives you the effect that you actually went through the object. Mowing straight lines. Mowing straight lines is hard enough when you're not striping, but when you start to stripe your lawn, it becomes very apparent how crooked your mowing pattern actually is. Mowing double or triple stripes gives the illusion of much straighter lines. This process can be a little more confusing though. First, you start by mowing normally, but instead of coming back next to your first stripe, you then skip a stripe on your mow back. Now you're not going to be able to mow this line perfectly straight, but we will fix it on our next time back. You then mow away next to your original stripe, making a double stripe. You will then fix the stripe coming back by mowing next to that second stripe. Now you need to come down your original pattern to be able to mow back a double stripe on the second stripe. Then you repeat this process. There is a lot of work that goes into double or triple stripes, but the stripes look much better and much straighter. Also, you will definitely burn in the lines a lot easier because you're constantly going back and forth over the same stripes when you do this pattern. The angle of the sun. Another thing that people don't realize is that where the sun is positioned matters a ton on how your stripes look. If your back is facing the sun, your stripes are going to pop phenomenally. If you turn around, you will notice that the stripes actually look pretty bad. And that is all because of the angle of the sun. Depending on where the sun is how good your lawn is going to pop. Now, if you really want to make your stripes pop, you're definitely going to want to get your lawn as dark as possible. Using a good fertilizer mix can get your lawn incredibly dark to enhance the contrast. If these techniques change the way you look at your lawn and the art of striping, please subscribe and like the video. We are uncovering the professional secrets that have been kept behind the gates of stadiums and golf courses. Cultivate your own masterpiece. The next chapter of Lawn Perfection will be open soon.